Hey guys, it's Kelly. I am going to share with you guys a video finally. Haven't had any time. Some of these rings that I've been making. I love them. They're so easy to make too. You'd be so surprised. I just made this one. I'm not crazy about that one. It's okay, but it's a little bulky, but I got this one. All kinds of, they're so easy. It's just with wire and you just find the bead that you like. And you can, big and small, however you want to do it. I got all kinds of different sizes. And it's a really easy way to make these. I could totally sell these if I chose to. I might, I don't know. I might decide to. I like this one because I can spin it. So yeah, so these are fun. I'm going to show you how to make them. I'm going to make it with this small bead right here. This is just like one of those cracked glass beads. And you're going to need a few things, a few tools to do this. They're new tools for if you're used to watching my channel for charm making. This is totally different. So there would be an initial investment. It's not a whole bunch of money. It really isn't. But I personally like to use either 18 gauge, which is what this is right here. I like to use 18 gauge wire or 20 gauge wire. I wouldn't go any higher or lower if you're making them the way that I'm showing you today. But, and I'll try to remember to put a link below because I learned this online too. So I want to give credit where credit is due. So I'll put the link below to where I kind of learned this. Yeah. And you can watch that one as well. So some of the things that you're going to need is, now I chose to buy one of these vices for my desk. And I think you can see it. It's, you just twist it on, you know, and then it's really, really sturdy and it holds my ring mandrel really nice. So I really like doing that. So you're going to need a ring mandrel. I've got a couple here. This one I do not recommend. It's got a groove in there and I'm not liking it, but this is how I got the sizes down. So I did buy this one. I wouldn't recommend this one. I got it on Amazon. And then I got a ring mandrel that came with all the different sizes. So I know that I need a size 7. So I always start this ring style at a size 8 because they shrink. So you'll need a ring mandrel. I like to texturize the wire, so I like to have this hammer. You do not have to do this, but I really like the look of that because it makes it sparkle a little bit more. And let me find a good one to show you. Hopefully you can kind of see how that sparkles a little bit because I hammered it. That one might still sparkle a little bit. So I like that. I think that makes it look cool. So optional, but you're definitely going to need a needle nose pliers. You're going to need some flush cutters. And if you have nylon pliers, it really helps to keep it straight. Not required, but this is really helpful to have. And if you don't have this vise on your desk, that's fine. You could just use it off of the vise and just hold the mandrel. It gets a little wonky. I don't like doing it that way. It really wasn't that expensive, and I knew I was going to make a lot of these, so I invested in that. And then I've got this little mat, this bead mat, just to keep them from rolling all over the place. You're going to need some 18, like I said, 18 or 20 gauge wire, whatever color you like. I've got different colors, but this is the one I'm choosing for with this bead that I'm going to make. And yeah, I think that's it. And then just your own 2 hands. So I'm going to cut this. I got it at about 22. I would do 22 or 24 inches of wire. Because you're going to be wrapping it. So, and it'll make sense here in a second. I'd rather have more, too much than not enough. So what you're going to do is put your bead on and then you're going to find your center. Just bring these together. It's a little weird. You don't want to bend your wire. Just put the bead up there. Get it as close to center as you can. Just like that. And that's perfectly fine. So now you got it sitting like this. Then whatever size your ring is, okay, whatever size you want to have your ring at, and you can get a, one of these is really, really helpful just to get your size. I know I want a size 7, so you got to go at least one size up at a size 8. So if you want a 7, so go one size up because these will shrink a little bit. So once you get your bead up there, then you're going to put this bead right on your mark. My purple mark is the 8. So you're going to put it right on there. And then you're just going to take your wire. You have one in the front and one in the back. You're just going to take it and wrap it around. Do not cross them. Keep them separate. And you're going to bring them on around twice. That one's twice, and this one's twice. And then make sure that your bead is on the size that you want it to be on. Pull them together. It's going to look a little wonky at first. You pull them together. Pull it nice and tight. And then you're going to take, you've got these two sitting out here. I'm pulling it good and tight. You're going to twist them around this way. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Nice and tight. It's okay if it gets a little twisted because you can still finagle it. Make sure I'm on the 8. And then you take it off your ring mandrel, and then you have something that looks like this. And then what you're going to do, make sure all of yours are straight. That's okay if they're separated. You're going to take, so I got this one coming this way and that one going that way. You're going to keep going with that flow, and you're going to take it and push it through. And then pull it around. I like to do it 3 times and try to keep it as tight as you can get it. You can use your pliers if you'd like, and it does help to use your pliers when you're pushing it through, because if you try to poke it through, it's definitely harder. And that was a pro tip from that website that I, or from that YouTube video that I watched. She made a ton of them. She had different variations of it. It was super cute. So you don't want to overlap them. Pull it through like that. And I'm going to squeeze those together a little bit just to make it nice and neat. And I want to do it one more time around. I like that wrap look. I think that makes it look a little more professional. There is nothing professional about this. It's just a wire wrapped ring. So now I did it 3 here, so now I'm going to do it on the other side. The same thing. Keep with the direction that your wire is going. Don't try and go back through underneath. That won't work because you want to wrap around these things and keep them together. So push that one through. Nice and tight. Wrap it around. And when it gets a little bit harder, you can grab your pliers and just pull it through. And then I like to stop and take a look and make sure that I'm nice and tight up to the top. There we go. Looking good. And then I believe I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one more time. There we go. I'm going to pull it through, but we're not going to go all the way through. Well, we're going to go all the way through, and then I'm going to cut that wire. So pull that one a little bit tighter. There it goes. My bead's a little wonky, so I'm going to try and straighten that up the best I can without breaking it. So this one didn't turn out as good as I like because I got more wire here than I do on the other side. So I'm going to try and squish it down. There, now it evened out. See, you can totally manipulate it. Wasn't happy with it, and now I like it. And then if you don't like the way that these wrapped around, you can move them up, move them down. But be careful if you got a glass bead like I got, because I could literally break it right now. There we go. So now I need to cut all these extras off. So what you're going to do is pull it up just a little bit. You need a good pair of flush cutters, and then you're going to cut it underneath. And then make sure that you squeeze that in between so that nothing is poking. Feel it? I got something poking just a little bit. If you have one of those files, which I do not, that would be a great tool to have for this. I don't have one yet. But I have found that if I just squeeze it in between the wires, it's not going to poke anybody, because that poking is, oh, it's awful. All right, so now I'm going to grab that one and snip that. Oh, I didn't snip that close enough. Protect your eyes. And I'm going to squeeze that in between. And then I messed with the shape of my wrap, so I need to fix that. And I'm going to cut a little bit more off here. I'm going to pull it out. And cut just a little bit more off. There we go. And then I'll wrap it around. And then with the tip, I'm going to squeeze it in there. Make sure there's nothing poking. There's a little pokey part. If it's pokey, just keep squishing it in there and testing it until you don't feel it anymore. There we go. And that is it. Look how simple that was. And now it's made. And then if you just want to stretch it out a little bit, you can put it on your mandrel. See how much that shrunk? I started with an 8. So now it got a little bit smaller. This hammer is really handy to have. I don't even know what it's called, but it's a rubber mallet. And if you want to stretch it out a little bit, you can like bang it on there and you'll watch it it goes down further. So the further it goes, the bigger the ring is getting. But the other way to make it a little bit bigger, and if you like, get that off of there. If you like the sparkle, okay, so this is what it looks like just now. And it looks great, just like this. Those wires like that, they look great, just like that. But I like to have a little bit more sparkle on them. So, and what I like to do is bang that a little bit so that it's got a little bit of texture to it. I think that that looks cool. If you don't like that, don't do this, but I like it. So I'm going to do it, and it's going to be a little loud. So if you put it on here, it doesn't matter where you put it. I'm going to take this side. If you can see this hammer, you see it's got a rounded thing to it. I could use this, but that might be a little bit too much. So I'm going to use this. So all you do is tap it lightly, and it actually makes it a little bigger. And hopefully you can see the difference between here and see how it sparkles a little bit, because it's got variation and it's catching the light. So just tap it. And that's it. And as you can see, it made it get bigger because I'm squishing that wire. So it made it thinner, so it made it get a little bit bigger. And that's how you make that. Now it fits even better. Ooh, I think that might be one of my new favorites. Ooh, I love that. Yes, I love that one. Very happy with that one. So yeah, give it a shot. Let me know if you make it. I'd love to see what you make. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if this was helpful. We went pretty quick with it, so know that was fast. I can make another one here if you'd like. So, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make another one. You know what? I'll come back and I'll do another video because I got to find the bead that I want. Because the main thing is the bead. I mean, it's all about the bead that you're going to make it with. So, the wire is the wire. You can use whatever you want. You can use the silver. You can use the rose gold. I really like this one with the rose gold. It looks really nice. So, you can do rose gold. You can do copper. You can do the slate, the black one, you can do bronze, whatever floats your boat. So, but yeah, I will come back and I will find a really pretty bead and I'll make another one for you guys. But let me know what you think below. Thanks for watching.